What's up? This is Hdnews here. So I'm here. I'm gonna put this in the title of the video about the robocall I just got yesterday. I have loaded my RoboKiller app back onto it. I have a subscription until January, something like that next year. Um, it's about $3 a year. It blocks most. It recorded probably a couple since I had it on the phone for a year or so, and the one yesterday I got, I wish I could share it on YouTube, but I don't want to get copyright from this app. And, the people who actually sent the call, basically, is from Alton. So basically, it's one of those robos that I technically do not believe. And it blocked it, it recorded it. It was about, why you call me and all that kind of stuff. And they kept trying to call, and it's been good. It's been blocking a lot of them. It's annoying having these robocalls that come out of nowhere. The app does work. I just updated the app um, for the list. You just open it up and you scroll down. It updates the list for the block list. So there are these bots that are that answer. You can actually record one, or you could actually use maybe a couple. And I have selected the female version of like why you call me, the angry kind of one, and then a psycho person making a smoothie with a blender. So it'll probably do both at once, which is hilarious, by the way. If you didn't watch these videos about their YouTube channel where they have all these scammers together, and it's like they're getting spam texts from each other because they're all connected to the app through what the app has done that I'm sure they don't have on their phone, but it has done that in the past. They've proven it with a video on YouTube, and it's hilarious. I mean, I told my cousin, man. Hopefully he has it because he's older. He's my dad's brother's oldest son, and believe it or not, he's the oldest of the four. And they're annoying. These robocalls are annoying because they bug you, and there are laws in the United States that they violate, and you can go after them for damages with your cell phone or your home phone because some people don't have unlimited plans, and it costs them a lot. Back then that would have been a huge issue with me because before I upgraded to an iPhone 6 a few years back, I only had unlimited data. The rest was limited, and that would eat up my minutes and data. And I get these spam texts consistent in a daily or weekly issue, and I do delete them regardless of some reason. I can't just block them like I should. The calls come through, I block them, I deny because I don't want to deal with them. I mean, there are people who, if you have a family member who passes away, and they have numbers of your family, these companies can actually call you and harass you, which is illegal, unless the state just changed theirs. I mean, oh no, he's strict on these laws, and they can go to court and they'll try to change the date or stuff, and it's they don't want to cost some money. And when I was recording it, when I was off yesterday around 12 p.m., so it's a little bit short of that time. And when you have the app, it will send you a notification that a call has been blocked. And there might also be a version where it's recorded for only one call, basically, not both. So it will notify me if it doesn't. If it blocks it, I'll be notified. If it doesn't, it comes through. So yeah, it's annoying right now. I'm charging the battery wirelessly for the iPhone 8, so it's working. The phone is by far updated on the new iOS. I'm going to have to update it again. There's another update. It's like I'm going to have to up my internet data plan to unlimited because the PS4 a few days back. I think it was like last Wednesday before I got paid. Before I even get paid anyway. Um, there was a game that downloaded at least 20 to 80 gigabytes of an update file that I have went to the settings finally. Well, I had put that on my day off at Emperor and have configured it not to do that. Not to download when it's in sleep and rest mode, and not download basically nothing because I got a data cap and I can't go over, or it'll cost me $10 each 100 gigs up to 5 times a month, which will add up to another $50 on top of the 55 that's already there. So I've been trying to stay in my 300 gig data cap limit. Some people have 50 gigabytes to Mediacom because I guess they for 100 megs they only get 50 gigabytes, which is like I think it's not real nice considering everything uses data more. Like every device in this house consumes a ton, depending um, on your use and all that, how you use your devices, and most of them will update without you even knowing. So it's like, yeah. And plus, my sister has spiraled my Xbox controller, so I can't technically play my Xbox One, but I can play the PS4 Pro, which is 4K compatible, and it can get very good frame rates. So yeah, I got games on there. I'm fine. I have when McDonald's got like one of those cappuccinos, to wake up, of course, caffeine. I've been drinking those lately. Mainly the ones from the Keurig that I just buy like $5 for Walmart for those. 18 count of them. That's fine. One a day or so, depending how much I need to wake up. I guess it's how I am. I'm older. Um, it'll take more to wake me up sometimes. Sometimes not. Sometimes I can wake up on a dime and be fine. And sorry after. Sometimes not even that. I don't even get tired sometimes. But I'm getting older. I'll be in my 30s before I know it. Within like a year or two. So I'm trying to save up for. I don't know. I'm gonna go with a better antenna, or I'm gonna go with the air satellite method, which is another $104 for the dish and the cabling and all that. So another 100 or more, and then the box is like $50, $60. There's good rated ones on Amazon. It's all on Amazon anyway. I mean, it's on the site. So I heard you can get a lot more channels. Like for one satellite, that's a couple hundred. So depending if there's a clear path up to the sky from this location that is from the north, I guess, where they call it, and there's nothing blocking the signal, then I should be good. The problem is I'm going to have to run cable with my parents, since this house doesn't have cable wired into it or phone. It's just got the cable going into the modem, and basically that's it. So there needs to be a network upgrade, wiring wires across the house for networking. And I was thinking about doing internet over coax cable, but then there's a 3 gig limit, and then your TV and all that runs through it, and it'd be too much congestion for the cable line. So it's like it would be more expensive to separate them both. Maybe use a separate line for the internet, go to a coax, or those Cat 8 cables that are over, they can do 40 gigabytes a second of transfer speed, which is plenty for this house. But the devices may not be supported for it, so it's like my devices are old. I technically don't know if my device can handle that speed and even be compatible with some of them, so it's like, kind of taking a risk, I guess. I mean, best odds is just do the coax, I guess. Until I know what is compatible. I know the Mac will not do it over 1 gig of download, so it's not gonna be able to do that big load. So that's where a custom computer will come in probably. There is an option, but I would have to get a Thunderbolt 2 internet adapter, which would do 40 gigabytes through the thing. If I get a new Mac, it'd be a lot more faster, but it'd be more pricey, probably. But it would run those cables through there at that speed, I'm sure, because those are usually, I don't know, they're on the web, but hopefully they are. There are devices that have to have that option, if you can add on. And I may be able to do that part for the Mac, but I'm not sure about the rest. I might just go wireless for anything that is in the house, that's not compatible. I'm sure Apple doesn't have that speed because that would actually take a network modem or a router or modem that can handle that speed, and I technically do not know. I'm going to have to look. There are backwards supported models for the cable they can support back to Cat 5, wherever it is. I don't know what the wiring for this one is, but I'll find out. So, yeah, hopefully it's not too much of an upgrade in costs, and it's something to look forward to. Just take about $40 a paycheck and then pay the rest I need to pay for the internet and bills that will come when I have my work done on my teeth and other costs because of hemophilia. Hopefully I don't have it. I haven't had the bleed. I got my flu shot yesterday in the afternoon, so my arm is a little sore on my left one. But by far there was no blood like it was before, and before when they did the testing for my the first time for in the summer for the not for the hemophilia doctor, but for the one in Carmardale basically, and that one never actually showed blood. Neither did this one yesterday, so that's pretty good. And I'm thinking, I checked it, didn't bleed anything out, so it's actually a lot better. Usually with my hemophilia, I would bleed it a little bit out on the Band-Aid, usually, because it's how my body was always like with this factor VIII disease, and it's a relief. I'm going to still keep my fingers crossed that this disease does not come back. It's horrible. It's expensive. And a lot of insurance companies where they're not covered the cost. And it's one of those things that technically no one deserves to have in their system to be like that, to be born in. There are sad moments in my life that I do not want to relive and remember. I just don't think about it because I get depressed about it. Considering your whole life you've been in the hospital because every time you get hurt or something, like most kids when I have this issue, where you have to have an IV in your arm for a week or a month or a couple months to have mess and go in your clots, since my body never had a normal clotting system. I was always diseased in a way that I would never clot, regardless. I would get hurt, I would bleed until I get the medicine for the disease, which was just a ton of money in the past. And I'm sure we still probably owe money from the past. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure. But those days were expensive when I got hurt more. It was really costly. Hopefully my parents had insurance back then because the law was different then. They didn't have to cover you basically for the Affordable Care Act, and hopefully it doesn't go away because I'm actually tired with a couple of pre-existing, even if hemophilia is not there. There is an asthma pre-existing condition that was later on in allergies, but allergies is not really that issue. But the asthma is one that is, and high blood pressure is one too, and there's a couple, okay? So, yeah, hopefully everything goes forward fine and that everything's good. It's just how my life was back then. It was a really pain that was having an IV in your whole arm. You're seeing your arm for like a month or a week or a pig line for like a few months. Just imagine going through that for your last 27 years. And then your 20th year, you don't have that issue because it's gone because of the prayer that was answered. So, yeah. It never was fun to begin with. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and comment link below. Thanks for watching. I'll try to update you on certain things that are going on, See ya.